Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? We are moving, we are shaking, we are grooving. This is Lisa Marie Aird with Campus Bound GPS, where we help students and parents navigate the college application process. And this is October Tips. What is October Tips and who am I? Well, I am Lisa Marie Aird, Collegiate Success Coach. And we have this program, October Tips, where we help parents, we help students one nugget at a time, because we know that the college application process, the season that we're in right now, is kind of crazy sometimes, right? It's daunting, it's overwhelming, it causes stress. How do I know? Because I've been there. But I also use this platform to bring out people who have bring on people who have gone through it, who have experience in it, and who is willing to speak about it and share their stories with you all. So tonight I am excited. We are on day 27. Mind you, it's October Tips. So the month of October, we are here to service you. This is, let me step back a little bit. This is my community service project for the month. So my goal is to fill you with a lot of information. And if you have questions, feel free to drop your question in in the comments area. Reach out and inbox me, or reach out to any of my guests, because we are here to help you as well. So I am super excited this evening to have a special guest and a new friend of Campus Bound GPS. His name is Greg Nared. He is a speaker, an author, and can't get better than this, the senior vice president of the Dallas Mavericks. Hello, Greg. How are you? Let me unmute your mic. There you go. Hi, Greg. How are you?
Hey, Lisa Marie. Hey, it's good to be on your show. I'm so proud of all the work that you're doing with parents and students. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for saying yes. I truly appreciate that. I'm super excited because you are also an author, and I'm going to show off your book a little bit. It's called The Ultimate. Wait, let me get. Here we go. The Ultimate Assist. And what I love about this is you're speaking to students and you're speaking to parents about college application, about college, playing on the next level, and about life. So, Greg, welcome, and just tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and then we can start sharing your tip.
All right, well, perfect. Well, Greg Nard, I two amazing daughters, Jackie and Jamie. Um, Work for the Dallas Mavericks. Been working in the sports industry for about 30 years, and um, I feel strongly believe that the journey that I'm on is to help our young people prepare for life after high school and college and pros. And it's just when Lisa or Marie reached out and asked if I would be a part of the show, it was perfect because it aligned exactly what I wrote about in my book, The Ultimate Assist. So thank you again for having me. I'm excited to talk to you and share maybe a nugget or two with you all about just really some of my experiences that I've had over only the few years that I've lived in this great country.
Well, thank you, Greg. So let's jump into your tip. Visualize your school. And I must say, it comes from a chapter in your book. So parents, students, I'm just throwing hints out there. There's lots of nuggets in there. So let's hear about visualize your school.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think the first tip is for parents, just the understanding that this journey of school, university, college, is not your journey. It's the journey of the kid. However, it's so important for you to be there and be a part of that process. And I think a lot of times, and I'll give you a couple of examples with me and my my two daughters, and one in particular, my youngest daughter. Um, we went on three school visits. We went to UCLA, went to Ohio State, and went to Tennessee. And um, I didn't provide any feedback. I, I just wanted to hear her talk about each school. And then she went on to her third visit, which was Tennessee, and she loved everything about the school, the academics, the athletics, the people, the students, the student athletes. Um, she's a communication major, so she really enjoyed going to the communication area on campus. They had a they had a an area where she could sit on stage. They had a microphone. Probably one of the reasons why she decided that University of Tennessee was the right school for her, because she just felt so comfortable. So again, from a parenting standpoint, it's just so important. Take yourself out, which is so hard because we have all the answers. We have all the answers because we're their parents, one, and we come with amazing wisdom.
No,
But
we think we have all the answers, and we think we have the wisdom for our children. I was a helicopter mom, so I can attest to that. But what I liked about what you just said, and I was a communications major at Hampton University, and I'll plug my school all day long.
all right.
And but I understand that feeling. When I arrived on Hampton's campus for high school day, we got a tour of our communications building, and there was a rotunda where you can look into the studio. And that experience, that vibe sold me. Other than their blue track, because at the time I used to run track in high school. So their blue track,
Okay.
and looking over the rotunda and seeing the television studio, and imagining that I can be a part of this. So I get where you're the feeling that your daughter probably was experiencing.
Yeah. And that was just really for her. You know, there's some boxes that she wanted to check off, and I'll share that with you in point two. But that probably it was the most one of the most important things to her, because she's prepared for life after school. She also too, or what I also wanted to share with her too, is just the importance of making sure that the alumni base was around the country, right? So if you have a small alumni base, job opportunity, not saying there's not, but there's an opportunity for that alumni to kind of say, hey, we'll hire you just because you went to the University of Maryland. So again, you have that great connection. So again, so parents, I would say to you, and I would say it strongly, enjoy the experience, provide feedback, absolutely provide feedback, but at the end of the day, really trust that your kid is going to see something that you don't see that works best for them. And I think if you do that, that would be one, at the end of the day, now the kid is now accountable for all that takes place at that school. And then number two, you take yourself out. You take yourself out of it. This is what you decided. This is what you wanted to go, and kind of take it from there.
I love that accountability note that you just provided, because one thing that is super important is that child has some kind of motivation, some kind of stay it, and stick it through, because it's not going to be easy. Just because you got into the school, it's great, but now you got to stay in the school and graduate, and that's the tough part. And if there's something there that you're not liking, you start thinking about, oh my gosh, I want to go home, or let me transfer to another school. And that's the type of things that we want to avoid, especially with campus bound GPS. One of our philosophies is getting our students into the school that's the best fit, not the fit because your cousin, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your sister went to this school, or anything like that. It's stepping on that campus or realizing that this is my home for the next 4, 5, or 6 years.
That's so good. That's awesome. At the end of the day, that's where they're going to spend most of their time for the next 4 years. And in some cases, 5 years, and in other cases, 6 years. But hopefully, it's 4 years that they can get out of your pocket.
I like that too. So good information, great information for parents. We've said this in so many different ways. I love the way that you're saying it this evening, and it is the child's choice, but we are, as parents, supports. But if we want to create a long-standing environment for our students, and one where this journey is just a start, because there is more to go on, life. There is life after college. So this is their world, this is their opportunity, this is their journey. So thank you for that part. I'm excited about the next part though.
Okay. Hey, so part two, you mind if I go into part two?
Sure. This is your tip. Go right ahead.
Part two, and when I talk about a college vision board, it's an exercise. But when walking through the choice of universities with both my daughters, one of the things that I always talked about is, what does the university, my daughters are Jackie and Jamie, what does the University of Jacqueline look like? Tell me what it looks like. What are some of the things that you want in a university? I asked the question to them, and they couldn't really give me an answer. So as a parent, again, some guidance, I said, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the crafts store, and we're going to create, and we're going to get a whiteboard, and we're going to get some paper to cut out, and we're going to get some markers and different color markers, and we're going to create this vision board exercise. And a vision board exercise, a vision board is really just a visual representation of what the future looks like for you at a university. It's an exercise for kids going into the high school, trying to make a high school choice. It's for those who, again, trying to make a choice to go to university. Even if you want to go to the master's or get your doctorate degree, I highly recommend it. So here's what a vision board looks like. Okay, one, you take your kid. Sorry about that. So at the top of the vision board, sorry, 1 second.
It's all good. I understand. I have those moments myself. Just take a sip of water. And but everybody's excited. We have Monica Reed Watson. She commented, I love that idea. So parents are out there listening to you and hearing and excited to find out about this vision board creation of yours.
So thank you. So at the top of the board, so you got your vision board. At the top of the board, you have them write the first and their last name, followed by that university, right? So again, if they're visiting 3 universities, a name for each university, okay? And then secondly, you have your kids consider just different aspects of the college experience that matters to them. And then you have them think about whether they're down for a university, or try to figure out what everything that takes place and what all that entails into a university. In for example, your major. What major are you interested in? Now that's, again, teaching moment this is a moment where you can help your kids understand about different majors, right? Uh, and does that school have that particular program? Uh, in that major, where does that rank amongst other schools that you're looking at, or just other schools in the country? Secondly, what is important to you academically? What's important to you? You know, obviously you're trying to graduate. You're trying to decide on whether or not you want to get your master's or go to get a doctorate degree. Third is, what are your top priorities when it comes to an athletic program or other programs of interest? So it doesn't necessarily have to be athletics. It could be arts. It could be dance. It could be journalism. Whatever your interest is. One example of priorities that we talked about as a family, how important is it to have a football program? Some kids love sports and want to be part of a football program within a university, just so they can go to games on Saturday. Next point, what matters as far as the student life is concerned? Does a university have a diverse group of students? That's important as well. What's the ratio? Does the university have students that look like me, look like you? What's the percentage? Next point, where in the country do you want to live? Demographics is so important. My youngest daughter says, you know what? I can live anywhere in the country. Grew up in Oregon. Both my daughters grew up in Oregon. They didn't want to stay in Oregon. They didn't want to stay in Oregon because it just rained too much and it was so cold.
Wow.
But they love the state of Oregon, and they love the University of Oregon because they spent a lot of time there. But demographics in terms of, is it an hour away? Is it in your hometown? Is it a couple hours away? I will only go 4 hours away from where I currently live. So again, demographics and where in the country is so important. And then there's some basketball questions that I had to ask in terms of the sports. Both Jackie and Jamie were scholarship athletes. So I would ask about, once you narrow down your school, do you have a favorite coach, favorite assistant coach? How was the team? Did you have great team chemistry when you were there for that weekend? So that's something else that I really believe that's really important. And then after you kind of create this board and add to this, these are just a couple points that I kind of added to the board and put in the book. But you can add things that you feel like it's important to who you are as a family in your relationship with your kid. And then once you do all that, you start ranking schools based on each area or each bucket that we just discussed. So, for example, academics, they got my major, check. They're ranked in the top 50, check. Or A, B, C, however you want to rank your school, rank that particular area. That's what I think is so important in the vision board. I just think it just helps you, helps your kid, just really helps everybody come together and come and make a decision that was well thought out. And I think if you do a vision board, I think it's something that, plus it's fun. You all will enjoy the vision board as well.
And I love that concept. Visualize your school. Put it put it in a sense of you. So don't have the school pick you, you pick the school, because you are seeing yourself, you are visualizing yourself with the things that you like, the things that you enjoy, the things that will motivate you so that you will stay there, graduate, make your connections, make your moves, make your, do your thing. And I think that is amazing. I have a program that I do in the summer, and it's on a smaller scale. I call it a vision statement, where say, I am Lisa Marie Aird. I want to be a communications major because I am interested in helping spread the world of spread news to the world, or something like that. Because I totally believe that, when we select our majors, we're not doing it for us, we're doing it for others.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that concept, and who knows, maybe I might have you come into my summer program and talk to some of these kids about this vision board to add to the statement.
Absolutely.
Just a thought. But this is great. I really appreciate you sharing this information. And you know what? This information, parents, it's not only on Campus Bound GPS, because I have to say this part. Greg, you wrote about all of this, and you hopefully, with parents and students purchasing your book, they will be inspired, they will be enlightened, they will have the ultimate assist. I had to put that plug in there. The ultimate assist in getting through the college application process, getting through the recruitment process, because you're talking about your girls as student athletes, which I went through twice with my kids, and it's not easy. And parents are considered second class citizens because it's all about the child. And I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your contribution to this process.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And I would close by saying to really all the parents out here, taking time to understand, helping your kid understand just the whole process of the college experience. That's just the beginning of it, right? And then once they get into the university or to the community college, again, there's so many more steps that you're going to take in terms of helping your kid get through the journey. But the first step is so important. And that first step is, I really believe taking this first step will help your kids in terms of they will not be so fast to transfer from one school to the next school. They'll think through all the bullets or buckets that you discuss with them prior to making any decisions in terms of leaving the university or transferring from the university or just deciding that they don't want to go to school anymore. So I think this step is so important, and being a part of or helping them through this process, they will really appreciate you and enjoy it. My daughters, to this day, we talk about the vision board.
Nice. Yeah. That's beautiful. Well, Greg, thank you. Thank you for being a new friend to the platform of Campus Bound GPS. We appreciate your tip this evening. And I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lisa, and keep up the great work. It's awesome, the work that you're doing. So anything I can do to help, I'm all in.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, folks, we're wrapping up day 27. The journey is almost over, but it's never going to be over because the journey continues. So Campus Bound GPS is excited to continue October tips. Stay tuned for more. And this is Lisa Marie Aird signing off for this evening. Come back tomorrow, but signing off for this evening. And I just want to say thank you all for watching. Take care and always be safe.